Please take your seats. Our program will continue any moment. Please welcome back to the stage today's MC, Senator Brenda Stanley.
We'd like to thank our Comfort Station sponsors for the amenities in each restroom: Lockheed Martin, DMG Maury, and Northern Wings. Now we'd like to welcome our premier sponsor, Mr. Jeff Martin, Director of Aerospace with Robbins Joya. Please welcome Mr. Martin.
Thank you, State Senator Stanley. So on behalf of our new CEO, retired Lieutenant General G.I. Tuck, U.S. Air Force, my name is Jeff Martin. I'm the Director of Air Force Programs and Aerospace for Robbins Joya. This is our third year to have the opportunity to sponsor as a premier sponsor for Tinker and the Primes. And so we're excited to be here. More importantly is that I'm from Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma. And what a cool, awesome symposium that Oklahomans can put on. You know, this is something that has grown over the years, and Shayna Bennett has taken over last year. She's done a great job for this year, and so I just want us to give her a round of applause for all the work that she does, her and her team. They've done a wonderful job with this Tinker and the Primes over the years. It's great that we're up here in the ballroom. This is our second year to be up here, to be able to handle all of the participants. So, what's Robbins Joya been up to in the last year? I would say is IT modernization. We just heard General Richardson talk about digital transformation. We talked about material management, material innovation. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing for over 40 years, is modernizing planning, scheduling, and control systems for massive projects. And so we've been inside the depots and working within the depots for over 20 years, supporting the Air Force depot systems in the organic industrial base. And so what we've done is that we have taken our Links platform, our Links planning and control and analysis tool, to be able to make sure that it's modernized into the new technology. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But more importantly, too, is that we've expanded into the SIMP community. So commodities, electronics, missiles, and propulsion, to be able to provide a product. And so what we've done is that we've done that downstairs. We'll show you, I hope you get a chance to come to our booth. We're in booth 57 and 58. And so if you don't get that by the time, I'm done with this, is that you'll know we're in booth 57 and 58. So let's see here. See if this works. There we go. So resource maximization. So the most effective way to increase your throughput within a depot is to be able to maximize the resources that you own, the resources that you have. And so as you look at those resources, we've developed a modeling and simulation system the software system that will allow you to do what ifs, to be able to understand what are the resources necessary across all of your projects. That could be the number of engines, that could be the number of aircraft, that could be the number of missiles. It doesn't really matter. The point is that it's across all the different projects that you have. And so through that, as an example, what we've done is that, let's take the KC-135 boom shop. So now you can take that boom and the repair of that boom and understand what technicians, what hydraulic technicians you need to have, what parts you need to have, as well as what facilities, special tools, torque wrenches that you need to have to be able to be successful. The other thing that we've been able to do is that we've been able to take and link aircraft to commodities together through links. And so that's allows you to have an enterprise view and transparency through the system. And so what that really means, though, too, is that the theory of constraints, project management, and ultimately AFSC's art of the possible and proactive sustainment is allowed through cross-organizational resource management. So within this is that we have also created visibility across all your projects at all levels. So you can start at an RCC or a shop level, or you can go all the way up to a complex level. It really doesn't matter, all in between. The point is that your projects can roll up together and you can see the status of how things are working within your enterprise, your responsibility. So an example of this is that something else that we've also done within this process is that we've put in the ability to take unplanned workload, and you can put unplanned workload inside your project, and you can just do it drag and drop. In the old ways, what we had to do was that you had to reformat your whole network and everything else to add new work. Well, now you just drag and drop, and then you can show and you can put that work wherever you need to put it. And so an example of that would be the B-52 PDM. Let's say you found additional corrosion or additional work inside the nacelle, the left nacelle to be specific. Well, what we've built our system to be able to do is allow you the opportunity to understand where is the best place for you to put that repair. Is it inside, where you're doing other left nacelle work? Or is it better to do it later because your resources necessary need to be prioritized in other things? And allows you to manage that across your different projects. Next is that we have been able to, this has been one of my challenges as I spent 27 years in the Air Force and 14 of them inside of AFMC, is that within our depots, across other project management systems, multiple project management is extremely difficult. And how you manage multiple project management across resources to apply critical chain theories is extremely difficult. So what we've been able to do is we've been able to put in place the algorithms necessary to be able to change and manage your business rules and apply your business rules to the situation to be able to maximize your resources along those business rules. So let me give you an example. So let's say you got 6 engines that are getting repaired in propulsion. So what we can do is we want to manage the special tools, we want to manage the special parts, we want to manage the fixtures and everything necessary to ensure that the first engine that comes in is also the first engine that comes out. Or we can manage it not in that way. we can prioritize and say, nope, we want to make sure that this project that started on time will finish on time, and we're not going to subjugate to any other discrepancies or any other priorities. So you can manage however you want to manage those business rules, and the system will give you the opportunity to do what ifs to be able to figure out throughout that process. So, in conclusion, Robbins-Joya has continued to support the Air Force initiatives. You know, as we have continued to grow, as we've continued to work towards providing a better tool for throughput and capacity within our Air Force depot systems, is that I'm proud to be part of that. You know, it's great that I have the opportunity to continue to support the Air Force depots that I did for so many years in uniform. And so I'm just happy to be able to do this and be able to be part of this. And so we look forward to being part of the Air Force sustainment community for a long time. And so hopefully today I challenged you. Hopefully today I gave you something in my quick presentation of something that you're like, now how are they doing that? Or how is this working? Or why didn't we do this? Or why didn't we do that? Come see us. What booth are we in? 57 and 58, right? 57 and 58. I hope you come see us. I hope I've challenged something that you thought about or spurned some sort of thought that you may have that you'd like to have a discussion over. So lastly, I really want to thank your time and attention for allowing me to be up here and to be able to communicate with you on what we're doing at Robbins-Joya. Thank you very much. Come see us.
Thank you, Mr. Martin, for sharing Robbins-Joya capabilities with us today. As mentioned earlier, Oklahoma is making great strides to ensure we're supporting the aerospace industry, creating a place for businesses to grow. Next, to bring you an overview of the CONNEX marketplace system, please welcome Ms. Leshia Pearson, Deputy Director of Aerospace and Defense for the Oklahoma Department of Commerce and Supply Chain Strategist with the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, Mr. Joe Edmondson.
Good morning. Wow, you really can't see anybody out there. I'm Leshia Pearson. I'm the Deputy Director for Aerospace and Defense for the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. I feel like these are right in my face there. I'd like to start this morning by saying, kind of echoing Mr. Martin's statement, as well as many of our other speakers this morning, and thank Shana and everybody at the Midwest City Chamber of Commerce for doing such a great job, as well as the base for bringing this amazing event to Midwest City. Tinker and the Primes is really, it seems to just be getting better and better and better every year. So thank you. And thanks for the opportunity for us to talk a little bit about Oklahoma and some of the things that we're doing to promote aerospace and defense and growing economic development in the state. Shana asked us to talk a little bit about economic development in ways we as the state are supporting the base and all the military bases across the state to help recruit. Let's see, where are we? To help recruit. Do we have a PowerPoint? New businesses and support their mission and supply chain needs. Oh, awesome. Move forward. Yay. Economic development is not just business development, and commerce is composed of many different elements. Obviously, building a strong economic development requires building strong and healthy communities. We've got a great research and economic analysis services team that supports the state and many agencies, community development, workforce development, and our Main Street program. A couple of years ago, Commerce decided to focus, they changed their business development efforts and started focusing on sector-based recruiting. We've got some really strong and growing sectors, including aerospace and defense, automotive, energy, bioscience, agriculture, IT, distribution, and financial services. The Aerospace and Defense program really paved the way for this industry focus, which was a result of House Bill 2578, which was passed in 2018. No other state, I believe, has any legislation or funding that's dedicated to the mission of creating a team to grow aerospace and defense in the state. And I really want to thank Senator Paul Racino for creating the ACES program, which is the Aerospace, Commerce, and Economic Services Act. It had a strategic goal to grow Oklahoma's aerospace industry with 12 basic objectives that are centered around 4 primary themes: increase contracts for aerospace and defense and aviation companies in Oklahoma and DoD and the primes, create and retain more high-wage and high-skilled jobs, strengthen collaborations between our industry, and reduce the flow of federal defense contracts funding out of the state. It's really exciting that since inception, we've had about 40 project wins, almost $1.2 billion in investment, and over 8,200 jobs created in the state. The legislature created the ACES program and focused on aerospace and defense to diversify our state's economy. Oklahoma was primarily an oil and gas state, and when oil and gas is doing really great, the state was doing really great, and when oil and gas was not doing so well, then the state wasn't doing so well. And there was really many reasons why they chose aerospace and defense as a sector to target. We have the 2 largest MRO facilities in the world, with Tinker Air Force Base here and also American Airlines in Tulsa. We have over 1,100 aerospace entities, and aerospace and defense has a $44 billion economic impact in the state. Oklahoma has a really strong military presence. We have 5 military installations, 7 National Guard units, a high number of veterans, and you heard Senator Stanley talk this earlier today about some of the legislative funding to eliminate the state taxes for income taxes for veterans. And we have a large number of industries and organizations to support the defense industry, including OU's Oklahoma Aerospace and Defense Institute, OADI, and the FISTA Innovation Park in Lawton. Oh, I'm kind of off, aren't I? Sorry, guys. I should be paying attention. Oh, there it is. I'm too short. Sorry. So Senator Stanley also talked a lot about the aerospace assets in the state, including that drive aerospace and defense to our state. We've got the National Weather Center and the National Severe Storms Laboratory in Norman. We've got the Oklahoma Air and Spaceport in Burns Flat. And we've also got the FAA Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center in Oklahoma City. We also have a strong emerging UAS, UAM industry, in special recognition to Oklahoma State University's Unmanned Systems Research Institute, or OAR program, as well as the Choctaw Nation's Daisy Ranch, and even more recently now, Fort Sill's counter-UAS training mission. In order to increase our business recruitment success, Commerce is really focusing on 4 key initiatives. We understand that infrastructure and site development is a priority. If sites aren't ready when a business wants to move here, then then they just can't move here. So we needed the infrastructure to do that. Our legislature has done a great job in passing funds to help with infrastructure and site development. In addition, they've awarded over $40 million in the last couple of years to help with infrastructure improvements on airports, specifically for infrastructure improvement there as well. Lead generation and project pipeline, including looking for supply chain gaps that may provide essential resources or services for the base and other military installations in the state. The Oklahoma Supply Chain Initiative, that started basically during COVID with a partnership between the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance and Commerce, and Joe's going to talk more specifically about that in a minute, so I won't steal his thunder. And also talent recruitment. This is a priority not only in Oklahoma, but across the globe. In Oklahoma, we're building campaigns in other states to recruit talent to Oklahoma. And I'm really proud to say that Oklahoma has a strong workforce development initiative specifically taking place in aerospace and defense. We rank #1 in the number of high schools that are offering the AOPA curriculum. We've also are implementing the Choose Aerospace curriculum, which is a maintenance-based curriculum in many of our schools. Our Oklahoma State Department of Career Tech is one of the top in the nation for providing skilled training. And our higher education is focusing on engineering, aerospace and aviation, as well as STEM. And OAC has been providing millions of dollars in funding each year for aerospace and education funding for schools and organizations to encourage aviation, aerospace, as well as STEM-related programs. Oh, sorry, I didn't push again. So I want to switch gears again to talk more about what we're doing to encourage new businesses and support our existing industry. To create more opportunities for statewide responses, we created this portal, this RFP portal, that we can post RFPs, which allows us to gather more information on sites available that businesses may be interested, as well as gather information about local incentives for each project. I mentioned that ACES, that part of the primary objectives for ACES is to help Oklahoma businesses get more DOD contracts, as well as keeping more DOD dollars in the state. ACES has hired SAPAC, the Source Approval, Packaging, and Aerospace Consulting Team. They may be in the audience here. But they are experts in this area, and they provide SAR expertise, they provide technical assistance, and they also prepare a full and open competition list for manufacturers who want to enter DOD work, maybe through G-coded opportunities. So the state pays this contract specifically so they can help Oklahoma companies. Our team is really busy. We attend a lot of trade shows across the globe, basically, promoting Oklahoma to other states and other countries. Part of that is to talk about all the assets and the great things we have going on in this state. In addition, we take companies with us. They partner with us in our booth. Many times it's just more economical for them to do this. They can't afford to do this on their own. And as any of you that have booked and worked a trade show, you also know that it saves the back labor of trying to do something like that. Some of the other initiatives that we've done, we've worked closely with the SASPO office and the Small Business Office on base, and they've, for 3 years, we've offered an Oklahoma Aerospace and Defense Industry Day. They bring program offices to talk about opportunities and challenges that they're having and allow Oklahoma companies to have one-on-one B2B sessions with them. We've also hosted a number of aerospace career fairs in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. The last one we held earlier this spring, we had over 800 in attendance, and Tinker had so much interest that next year we may have to end up moving them into a special room or another side of the ballroom because the line was out the door waiting to talk to them about opportunities to go to work there. And we're super excited that on August 31st, Boeing has agreed to host an Oklahoma Industry Day as well, again, to talk about their supply chain needs and allow Oklahoma companies to present their capabilities. I keep telling the base, Boeing, and other primes that if they have a need or repair or a manufacturing item that they may need, I'm certain that we can find an Oklahoma company to support that. And these are the types of things that we're doing to show that. Some of the other events that we have going on in 2023, obviously we're here for Tinker and the Primes. It's not just commerce, but we're here with our agency partners, the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, the Oklahoma Aerospace Aeronautics Commission, as well as our Career Tech. These are the things that we do together to support the industry, and we work together. Our Boeing Industry Day on August 31st. On November 8th, we have an Oklahoma Aerospace Forum. And the Aeronautics Commission is hosting a Women in Aviation and Aerospace event on December 8th. It's an extremely successful event. They anticipate more than 1,000 people to attend, including over 300 students. In 2024, we're really pleased that the National Defense Industry Association has selected Oklahoma City for their annual logistics forum. This will be the first time to host a national event like this. On April 8th, OAC also is hosting the Aero Oklahoma Day at the state capitol, and then we hope to host the SASPO industry and more career fairs in the fall or in the spring. And of course, I can't talk about economic development but without talking about some of the great incentives that Oklahoma offers. We've looked at other states and we compare our incentives and we know that they're competitive. Oklahoma offers a quality jobs program, which is a quarterly cash back incentive for new jobs created. We also have an aerospace industry engineering tax credit to help you recruit and retain engineers. That's available to not only the employee, but also to the employer. And then our Career Tech system offers a training for industry program grant to help absorb training costs. This year, we're excited that we've got 36 projects in the pipeline with almost $2 billion in economic impact or capital investment and over 5,000 jobs. And as I mentioned before, we don't work in a silo. Commerce works with all of our agency partners, Oklahoma Career Tech, Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, the Oklahoma Center for the Advancement of Science and Technology, the Aeronautics Commission, as well as our Procurement and Technical Assistance Center, APACS. So if you're interested in more information about ACES, please come by our booth. I think it's booth 1 and 2, and or join us on social media. We'd love to hear from you. And kind of sums it up for me. I'm going to wait for questions right now. I'm going to let Joe Edmondson come up, who's the supply chain specialist for the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance, talk more specifically about our supply chain platform, CONNEX. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me? There. So as she said, my name is Joe Edmondson. I'm with the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance. So I wanted to start off first by just kind of explaining what we do at the Alliance. So we are a federal nonprofit that's a statewide reach dedicated to the manufacturing industry for the last 30 plus years. What we strive to do is assist manufacturers by assessing, diagnosing, and optimizing their operations. This is done because when Oklahoma manufacturers are strong, communities prosper, and our state economy thrives. In doing this, as Leshia was explaining, we partner with several different local, state, regional, and national networks, such as the Department of Commerce, Oklahoma Center for Advancement of Science and Technology, and then also our two higher education research departments, such as Oklahoma State. So what I do specifically before I go into the CONNEX portion, if it'll, oh, it's up. So is I manage the CONNEX platform. So that's from onboarding, ensuring that it's only accessible by manufacturers. This is to stop solicitations. I mean, one of our biggest issues is manufacturers getting on there, they have to deal with so much already. They don't want sales calls from a bunch of different things if they haven't posted to the platform. This is also known as the Governor's Supply Chain Solution. And so, I mean, like I said, I'll go over a little bit further. We are also working with the colleagues at the Oklahoma State to develop a statewide supply chain risk assessment. This is also going to be another one of the resources that our field staff offers different manufacturers. We operate in all 77 counties. We have 9 field staff agents. And this is going to be something else that we are going to be rolling out, as well as mapping clean energy, specifically hydrogen and fuel cells. That's part of the Supply Chain Optimization Intelligence Network, or SCOINS. I mean, it's a great name. And then a part of that as well is the National Institute of Standards and Technology Manufacturing Extension Partnership has started a national supplier scouting platform. So what that's doing is there's 51 of me in all 50 states in Puerto Rico that we are connecting our states on the national perspective. That's anywhere from NOAA to the EPA. We are finding the manufacturers through our CONNEX platform, submitting them, and which is in return bringing money into Oklahoma. We currently have one potential success story for a reshoring opportunity for eyeglass frames that were originally made in Taiwan that they are looking at incentives of reshoring, and we found a manufacturer in southeast Oklahoma that makes the exact same thing, has the potential, and it's all found through CONNEX for a multi-million-dollar yearly contract. So CONNEX is showing that it's useful. Also, OMA, through our VP of Operations, has been participating in the Honorary Commanders Program, and this is helping identify gaps and potential opportunities for small or local manufacturers in Oklahoma to assist Tinker. So after that, I mean, that's a few of the things that we're working on. Now I'll start this. So again, this is the partnership with the Oklahoma Manufacturing in partnership with the Oklahoma Department of Commerce have created, this is a no-cost resource for Oklahoma manufacturers. There is a national aspect to it that there is a fee, and that's where you can see other states. Being an Oklahoma manufacturer, it's free because we partner with them and we pay the cost for Oklahoma manufacturers. Just because your state may not offer CONNEX through their MEP center, you can still gain access to CONNEX for a fee. And then you are able to see the national supplier scouting as well as every state that's posting RFIs, RFQs, or anything like that. The goal, I mean, and the easiest way to think about CONNEX is the LinkedIn for manufacturers. This takes away the solicitation. It's going to help better connect manufacturer to manufacturer, be discovered as a supplier for the OEMs in the state, reduce supply chain costs for things that we're getting out of state or overseas and reshoring because it may just be in our backyard, as well as increase business opportunities with that. So again, this is going into a little bit more of what the database can do. It's going to streamline critical connections between Oklahoma manufacturers, customers, and the business needs of their products. It just creates a fast and efficient search. So the search function will pull your capability statements, your processes, materials, and connect you with the top manufacturers. And then you can sort it geographically, distance, county, or anything like that, all the way down to certain certifications, if in place, DoD certified qualifications, and so forth. There's also an exchange center, and then I'll go a little bit more into that because that's where it's going to connect with the national supplier scouting. And then the manufacturing marketplace, that's the national version of it. So how does it work? This is the simple login. So okalliance.com, and we have over 4,000 preloaded manufacturers on the platform now, with roughly 25% of that active and posting currently. If we've done, as the Alliance, I said, there's 30 years in operation, we preloaded a lot of these profiles so that they're just waiting to be claimed. And you go to OK Alliance, and that's where you're going to see how to join. It'll just say register. I'll link the account. It all comes through me with manufacturing NICS codes so that we're not getting, the small manufacturers aren't getting bombarded with solicitation calls. Again, why create? Like I said, there's over 4,000 companies in there already. We made one national connection that would have never been there without CONNEX. They are a very small operation in southeast Oklahoma that has literally built every aspect of their supply chain where they rely on one supplier out of Texas. Everything else they make in-house. This was a reshoring, and we would never been able to find it without CONNEX to show about them for this Michigan company wanting to reshore a product. And then this is a little bit more of the important things of why it's been difficult to get manufacturers to join CONNEX is they think that it's the government or us monitoring and seeing everything they're doing, sharing their capabilities, but it's a LinkedIn. You make what you want available, visible. Your supply chain, you can build out from supplier to customer, and then your relationship with each supplier, and then also alternatives within the state. So you can visually see or virtually see your entire supply chain, but only at the company level. No one else can see it, so no one's gonna see, oh, they're getting this supplier here, I can offer a better price. And then it says only administrators in site, but that's incorrect. And then this is a little bit what that supply chain visualization tool looks like. It will star, I can't even read that. So it'll highlight your single supplier risks. You go in there and make your notes, their lead times, what you've been having in the history. It will then flag it if what you put in for your customer's lead time is a conflict. This all runs together, and then it'll show you a list of alternate suppliers based on how far you want to be. So the Exchange Center, this is, besides the supply chain tool, really the bread and butter of CONNEX. Instead of just connecting and emailing different manufacturers, this allows you to post your quotes, your proposals, and information, and set the criteria for who you want to send it to. If you're a machine shop or if you're in aerospace, you select who you want to send this RFQ or who the information you want from, and it's only going to send it to those individuals. It's visible on the Exchange Center, but you're only going to get the responses, because no one checks it every day, from the people that got a notification. It allows you to post, browse, and then that's where the national Exchange Center, the small fee, as an Oklahoma manufacturer, I respond for everybody on the national scale, and then I present it to you if you're interested as it's rolling out. It'll eventually be where the manufacturer can respond to national RFQs or opportunities when they need be, and then I just kind of monitor the impact. So it can shorten your supply chain. It'll show you, it'll break down exactly like this, filter, connect to Oklahoma manufacturer, sort by distance or your location, it's the same thing. And then this is the simple process of uploading your capability statement, uploading your material, and your processes. A lot of manufacturers don't want to upload their equipment they use, whether in anything like that, but you don't have to upload any of your proprietary information. It pulls off of your capabilities, because a lot of these national supplier scouting opportunities will not even look at it if you don't have your capabilities. And the platform itself is only as strong as what the profiles show. And then this is just the overview again. So without going into a full demo, that's a generic overview. This is my email, and I do virtual demos of it, create your entire account for you. If you don't have a PDF version of your capability statement, I have a fillable PDF that I upload and everything for you to get your account active, and you may be one of the 4,000 that already has a preloaded account. But if you're not in this state, like I said, you can still join it. And you can email me here if you have any questions to want to see if your account's on there. Oh yeah, is there any questions?
We do have the mic on, so if there's any questions, I'm happy to run over to you guys if we have any. We do have one on the app, sir, if you'd like to respond to it. And I think it's for both of you or whoever wants to answer, but we have one. Hello, I'm a current subcontractor for labor and products. Who could I speak with for subcontracting opportunities for Oklahoma and PA? Thanks.
So we saw that yesterday when we visited with our SAPAC team, and I think that they need to just reach out to us, especially if they're an Oklahoma company, so we can connect them with SAPAC. One of the things that they'll do is if a company doesn't have all the capabilities to maybe bid on an opportunity or to take a look at an opportunity, they'll look at other companies that maybe you can partner with so that the two companies could go together and work together. But depending on what their capabilities are and all, then we can take a look at that and allow them to hopefully bid on potential work.
Awesome, thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions? I will go off the cuff and ask you a personal question.
Okay.
I know you mentioned a few different opportunities for us to get involved. When I say us, I mean DOD. The uniform gives me away. But just out of curiosity, like, what could we do as DOD to improve our partnership with you or be better stewards in our relationship with you all?
Well, I've been, since we started the ACES program and since we've kind of been working together, I feel like we've had such a great relationship, and there's been some great things that have come together. Again, working with the SASBO office and the small business office. I know that we've done many presentations SAPAC put together on some barriers to entry for small businesses to try and get to do DoD work. So I think continuing those conversations and that communication, hearing about what your challenges are, what your needs are, and allowing businesses to take a look. The CONNEX platform is a great opportunity to post those kinds of things for if you're looking for manufacturers. But I know, like I said, I know that there's great ways that we can still get engaged, that companies can be, and they're interested, they're willing. Not only aerospace and defense companies, but we've got oil and gas companies who have strong capabilities that would love to be in DoD work. Of course, they need to go through the quality processing and things like that in order to make that happen. But we've had some really successful examples of that happening as well. But continuing the dialogue, opening the door, getting involved, and especially participating in these kinds of events and the others that we have going on. Does that answer it?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions? If not, then we're ahead of schedule, so you're totally winning, ma'am.
Well, thanks to everybody for sticking around. I know this is the last session before lunch, and frankly, after 2 happy hours and a bourbon tasting bar last night, I was really surprised to see this many people in the audience, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Leshia and Joe, for that great information. Next, we have Ray Wienman. He's the Regional Manager for the United States Air Force, and Mr. Leo Orozco, Military Regional Manager with Parker Aerospace. Please welcome them to the stage.
Thank you, ma'am. Ooh, that light is bright. Good afternoon, everybody. And first of all, I am keenly aware that we are what is holding up you all from lunch, so we just appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time and listening to us. Oh, and 1 second, I am Ray Wyman. I am the regional manager for Parker. I am the presence at all the depots, travel to and from, and work all of Parker customer support. And Leo, who will introduce himself later, is one of the newest members of our team. As many of you may or may not have heard, we did integrate Meggitt. We bought Meggitt here in the last year, and Leo will give a slight overview of what their product line is, as well as that's my goal, is to just give you a brief overview, refresher of what the Parker product line is and where we are on the integration of Meggitt into the Parker family. Okay, first of all, many people, when they think of Parker as strictly flight controls or hydraulics. But what I wanted to point out was and refresh everybody's memory on, is Parker has a diverse portfolio, a lot of different systems, a lot of different platforms across the military and commercial worlds. Our key competencies, as I said, flight control actuation, as well as fuel inerting. Flight control actuation for the military comes out of our Irvine facility in California. Fuel and inerting comes out of a couple of different fluid systems division locations in Irvine as well, and there was another location out in Hop Hog, New York, on Long Island. Hydraulics out of our hydraulic systems division in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and fluid conveyance from our Strataflex division down in Fort Worth, and our wheel and brake division. Wheel and brake, as Meggitt comes online, we'll be expanding that product line and running our wheel and brake operations through the Meggitt facility. Next, in addition to the airframe systems we have a multitude of engine systems as well, to include, fuel delivery, oil lubrication, thermal management, externals in the cells, and electrohydraulics and filtration and sealing. But this is kind of a topic that I want to foot stomp. People don't generally think of Parker as engines when they think of Parker, and I just want to reiterate and stress that that is one of our key competencies out of several different locations across the country: Key in Ohio, Glendale, Arizona, and fuel nozzles is probably our biggest product line. Fuel nozzles and actuation, whether it be IGV, exhaust nozzles. But please keep us in mind as you move forward with your engine requirements. And now I will let Leo come to speak.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lionel Roscoe. I'm with Parker Meggitt. We're super excited to be part of the Parker family. So some of the new products that we're going to be providing or extending over to the customer experience overall, it's to include just a few. We have avionics, advanced components, fire controls, and fire detection systems. We're also including the brake systems, just to name a few. Let me go to the next slide. So as you can see, we have a few here, some of the ones that I just named here. We also have a lot of facilities here. We have a Rock Mart in Georgia. We have North Hollywood, which are valves and control systems. And we also have several different MRO facilities throughout the country. And so as you can see here, sensing and monitoring is one of our biggest systems. And back to Ray.
Once again, we couldn't be more excited as a corporation bringing Meggitt into the Parker family. What our goal is to capitalize on the best practices of both entities and increase the customer service and increase quality of products to our customers. This slide here that you're looking at, it illustrates the office that Leo and I are out of. As I said, I am based by Hill Air Force Base, but my primary office is out of the Customer Support Operations Division. That is in Irvine, California. Leo comes out of what Meggitt calls the SNS, the Services and Support section. They are based in Miami, Florida. Our two organizations will be merging together in an attempt to provide elevated and superior customer support. One of the things I want to point out, for several years, and I see people that I know out in the audience, I have been coming here on site to tinker. I've been the face of Parker to tinker. I've been the POC. I like to say that I may not be the guy, but I probably can get you to the guy or gal who can help you with your issues. So initially, I will be fielding both Parker and Meggitt questions. As Leo and his team become more integrated into Parker, I'm sure they'll be coming out on site with me as well. I make an attempt to, at a minimum, be out here once a month. If you'll take a look at the chart, on the left-hand side are our customer entities. In the middle are the services that are provided by Parker. And on the right-hand side are 8 of our 12 divisions. Parker previously had 8. We elevated to 12 divisions. And what our function in it is we are the conduit for our customers to those divisions. We provide a single POC, or point of contact, for those divisions. I try and cut down on the red tape and the bureaucracy for you all to get the answers you need. And that's my sole goal. Okay, next, I want to make everybody aware. A lot of people aren't aware, but we have customer response centers. We have one in Irvine and one in Singapore. Those two operate off of 12-hour shifts based. And I'm not sure of the hours of operation of each facility, but the key is they provide 24/7, 365-day support. When one of them is sleeping, the other response center is on duty to answer urgent questions, aircraft on ground, AOGs, spare parts criticality issues, try and solve those, as well as help with customer inventory management, and once again, both located, one located in Singapore, one located in Irvine, California. Finally, want to point out what we see as Parker differentiators. Really, it's two categories of differentiators that we key on: the core competencies and the key technologies. The premier customer experience. I like to say that I may not always be able to get you the exact, the correct answer, the exact answer you want, but what my goal is to provide you an answer. Because even if, whether it be due to supply chain constraints or, our sub-tiers, whatever that constraint is, you all as the customer need to know that for planning purposes. And as they say, no news is better, bad news is better than no news, and bad news doesn't get better with time, as we all know. Wanted to point out as a core competency, our component breadth. I think you can see here that there's a wide variety of Parker products and Meggitt products that complement each other. Our portfolio is extensive on both airframe and power plant. Key technologies, we're doing a lot of exciting and new work in electrification. Additive manufacturing. We have 3 additive manufacturing centers within Parker. 4. We have one in Ogden at our commercial facility there. We have one in Ohio. We have one in Fort Worth. And we also have one up at our exotic metals division in Seattle, Washington. But we've invested a lot of time and effort. We're working with Hill Air Force Base on a lot of initiatives right now and are on contract to produce the first prototype of a manifold for the A-10 on using the additive manufacturing processes. Finally, in closing, I'd just like to point out we're located on the 2nd floor, right here outside the doors in booth 7. Please stop by and see us. As wide a product line as we both have, couldn't sit here and point everything out. But we welcome you to come talk with us, about the Parker Meggitt integration. The one thing I will tell you is we are currently integrating our military operations together and plan on a full integration by the end of this calendar year. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray and Leo with Parker Aerospace. It's time to break for lunch, which is available in the dining room next to us, same place as yesterday. Lunch is included in registration for paid attendees, sponsors, and exhibitors. Seating is available in the ballroom C or on the 2nd floor event plaza and patio. I'll see you back here at 1:45 for another great presentation. Have a good lunch.